Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow surrounded by tall trees and colorful flowers, there lived 3 little pigs. These pigs were not just any ordinary pigs. They were brothers who dreamed of building their own homes. The eldest pig was named Percy, the middle pig was named Max, and the youngest pig was named Benny. They often played together, but as they grew older, they decided it was time to build their own houses. Percy, being the oldest and wisest, chose to build his house out of sturdy bricks. He worked hard every day, carefully stacking the bricks and using strong mortar to hold them together. He knew that a solid house would protect him from any danger that might come his way. After many days of hard work, Percy stood back to admire his cozy brick house. It was warm and safe, and he felt proud of what he had accomplished. Max, the middle pig, was a bit more carefree. He decided to build his house out of wood. He thought it would be quicker and easier than Percy's brick house. Max gathered planks and beams, nailing them together with excitement. He imagined how nice it would be to have his friends over for a picnic in his new wooden house. After a few days, Max finished his house, and it looked charming with its wooden walls and a little porch. He was quite pleased with himself, even if it wasn't as strong as Percy's house. Benny, the youngest pig, was the most playful of the 3. He wanted to build a house as fast as possible so he could spend more time playing. So, he decided to build his house out of straw. He thought it would be fun to gather the straw and make a cozy little home. Benny hurriedly piled the straw together, tying it up with twine. In no time at all, he had a little house that looked like a cozy nest. Benny was thrilled and rushed out to play with his brothers, leaving his house behind. One sunny afternoon, as the 3 little pigs were enjoying their time together, a shadow loomed over the meadow. It was the big bad wolf. He was known throughout the land for his cunning ways and his desire to gobble up little pigs for dinner. The wolf licked his lips as he spotted the 3 little pigs, and he had a sneaky plan in mind. The wolf first approached Benny's straw house. He knocked on the door and said in his most friendly voice, little pig, let me come in." Benny, peeking through the window, replied, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." The wolf growled, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." With a mighty breath, the wolf huffed and puffed, and just like that, the straw house blew away like a feather in the wind. Benny squealed in fright and ran as fast as his little legs could carry him to Max's wooden house. The wolf, eager for a meal, followed Benny to Max's house. He knocked on the door again and said, little pig, let me come in." Max, standing beside Benny, shouted, "Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins." The wolf, growing impatient, growled, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." He took a deep breath and huffed and puffed with all his might. The wooden house creaked and groaned, and with another powerful blow, it collapsed like a house of cards. The 2 little pigs squealed and ran as fast as they could to Percy's sturdy brick house. Now, all 3 pigs were inside Percy's brick house, trembling with fear. The wolf followed them, his eyes gleaming with excitement. He knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me come in." Percy stood tall and replied, "Not by the hair on our chinny chin chins." The wolf, now very angry, shouted, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." He took a deep breath, filling his lungs with air, and huffed and puffed with all his strength. But no matter how hard he tried, the brick house stood firm and strong. The wolf huffed and puffed again, but the house wouldn't budge. Frustrated and out of breath, the wolf decided to try a different approach. "I'll just climb down the chimney. Humai," he thought to himself. He sneaked around the back of the house and climbed up to the rooftop. The 3 little pigs, hearing the noise above, quickly devised a plan. Percy had an idea. "Let's make a fire in the fireplace and boil some water," he suggested. Max and Benny nodded eagerly, and they quickly gathered some logs and kindling, lighting a bright fire in the hearth. As the water began to bubble, the wolf, thinking he was clever, slid down the chimney. But to his surprise, he landed right in the pot of boiling water. With a yelp, the wolf jumped out, his fur singed and his tail aflame. He dashed back up the chimney and ran away as fast as he could, never to be seen again. The 3 little pigs cheered and hugged each other tightly. They were safe in Percy's strong brick house, and they learned an important lesson that day. They realized that hard work and careful planning were worth it. Percy's sturdy house had protected them from the big bad wolf, while Max and Benny understood that taking shortcuts could lead to trouble. From that day on, the three little pigs lived happily ever after in their cozy brick house. They played together, had fun adventures, and always remembered the importance of being prepared. And whenever they heard the wind howl or the trees rustle, they would smile, knowing they were safe and sound together in their home. And so, as the sun set over the meadow, the three little pigs snuggled up in their warm beds, dreaming of all the wonderful days to come.